the topic of relationships that's been mentioned by these huge social media influencers is very interesting. And it makes me wonder, do they really practice what they preach? Do they live by what they say? And are they really head on what it is to have a normal, successful, meaningful, long-lasting relationship? Don't know, because there's been a lot of speculations going around about these social media influencers, and I'm sure you know exactly who I'm going to mention, or who are the ones that I will be bringing up. There'll be three, and I know there's more, but there's three that's really been trending a lot. And the three has been Kevin Samuels, Derrick Jaxn, and Umar Johnson. Honey, I've been hearing a lot of speculations on who they are and what they do and what they about, but their relationship advices are pretty good to me, because I've watched a lot of their channels on YouTube, and I also saw some of them on social media, on Instagram and Facebook. And to me, it's okay to take some of the information that they provide and use some of it, but you can't go every single word for word verbatim on what they're telling you and thinking that it's going to apply directly to your life and your situation. Because if you take that and it doesn't go the way you expect or anticipate, you're going to be upset. It'd be like, well, I listened to this person, that person, and I took this advice and that advice, and look at what happened. Whose fault is that? Because you have to also have a mind of your own and have your own take on it. Because that's what I do. I don't just go 100% off of what maybe Derrick might have said or what Omar had said and said, okay, well, this is what is going on. I'm going to just follow that instructions. I'm going to take every single word that they say and everything they do, and it's going to work for me. No, honey, no. I'm saying that because everyone does not know that individual well enough, as the person do not know, or others do not know who you are, or the union that you have with that other person, or that person that you're getting to know, dating, or in a serious relationship with. So can no one really tell you how to handle your situation, but it's okay to ask for advice. And I feel like they give good advice. And there's 3 different points of advice they give you. And I think it's good, and I've been listening to them ever since, and I still kind of do listen to their advices on social media, and I don't think it's all bad. I think it's good, even though it may not be who they totally are in their personal lives. At the same time, they're human beings as well, you know, so you can't just, you know, say, oh my gosh, they're misleading or they're horrible individuals because they tell me this, but this is what they do. Opposite of what they say. Because at the end of the day, you have to have a mind of your own. And at least I could say for Kevin Samuels, he talks about the high value man. And for the women that want to meet a high value man, which of course that's common to want to meet somebody on a certain status, on a certain level, but he's telling you to be that person for that type of man you're looking for. And how can you be the person to fit that bill, and what do you need to do? And the thing is that you got to start off young, of course. That's my take on it. Is you start off very young, and you have to, of course, have yourself put together from head to toe. So you got to definitely have a small physique, definitely address size 6 below, which I know that's not, you know, common for most women. Like, really, size 6 or dress size 6, really? But that's just the starter point. And of course you have to be a submissive woman if you're willing to be those things. And you can't be the Miss Independent woman, even though I give a lot of credit to the independent ladies out there, because there's nothing wrong with having your independence and doing for yourself. But sometimes, everybody wants to have somebody in their life or need to have somebody in your life. So there's nothing wrong with having that companion. But as far as that high value man, there's just certain criteria for that. And unfortunately, that's just the way of the world. Everything is just not fair. It's not that you can't have that type of man ever. Some people just may be able to, have someone that, like that they may meet in their life, and, have someone that, can meet certain expectations that they're looking for, or be of high value, because you just may meet someone that you've known, or someone that you just happen to just form some type of connection with. So it's not that it's impossible, it's just that your chances is not as greater as that woman that they are looking for, or women that meet their criterias. But at the end of the day, he's just telling a lot of ladies more on a high value man perspective. Not all men, because there is other men that's good out there besides a high value man. It's just that you have to know what it takes to be with and have one, and it comes a responsibility with that. But it is what it is. That's just the way things are. Unfortunately, we live in a society where there's expectations on what a person should be or how a person should look like. You see that in general, even on the gram. You see that you got to have that, that body, that Instagram or whatever model body to get a lot of attention, because that's what a lot of men love. That's what you see on all the social media platforms, videos, that you see, music videos, whatever. The girls, is all put together. So that's just the way the times are now. Not saying that, not everybody can have love, but just saying that's just how the mind frame has been nowadays. Things have changed from when we were growing up. Times are not like it was when our parents was growing up and our grandparents, where they had a certain type of love that you see and you're like, wow, I want that type of love. Where is that? Can that exist? Can that actually be what we could have? Can that be during our time? But so much things have changed over the decades that that's just not what it is anymore, because everybody's doing their own thing now. Everybody's independent. Expectations have changed. Values are different. It's just not the same. But also, people find people that are compatible with them, that works for them, that actually they can have a real type of different dynamic of what it is to connect with someone. So it's definitely different, and it's more of a choice now. You don't have to just, be with someone because that person is supposed to be technically the person you have to stay with for the rest of your life, because this is the person you're going to be with to have all your children with. And of course, definitely marry that person. Marriage was a huge thing, but now it's not so huge, unfortunately. Doesn't mean that love don't exist and marriage don't exist. It's just not those times when they were very important. And the relationship expert advisors, I think, they're giving vital information on what is relatable to current situations. Like Derek, I was thinking that his advice was good too on dating, when he gives advice on how it is to date a guy and what a guy does, if he calls you within 3 days after dating you, if he's really interested in you or not. I mean, that's just how it is normal for situations and just courting someone or being courted. And I think it's good advice that he provides. And to me, it's meaningful because it kind of does help you understand, like, what's going on. I need advice. I need help. I need to know, like, what to do. And is this normal? Is this not? Does this happen? So to me, it's good to take some advice, but you can't just go 100% and say, oh, well, he didn't call me 3 days. Oh, now he don't like me. Oh, my God, it's over. It's not going to work out, because he might call you. Who knows? Maybe the end of the week. He might call you next week and be like, hey, I'm sorry something came up and I really, really want to talk to you. I really am interested in you. So sometimes you just never know. Dating is just not that simple. The dating game is a game. And you either got to rock with it or don't. And as far as being in a serious relationship, I mean, you just have to pretty much know what relationship you have and apply whatever information or advice you take to help with your situation, because you know who you are with, or you should have some knowledge of who you're with, and you know yourself and what you can give to it. So as far as I could say, from my experience, sometimes I wish that I had started off young or earlier in my life in high school. I wasn't thinking about no relationship really. I was too busy worrying about bettering myself, my situation, having fun going out, and all about my friends, and just forming other meaningful relationships that meant more to me than worrying about an intimate, more personal one. And now when time goes by, you kind of think about that a little bit more, and you're like, okay, it's been 5-10 years later now, and you're like, wow, like I do want to have a family. I do want to be able to actually, settle down and find true love. And then when the time comes, it seems like, okay, I'm running out of time, it's too late. But sometimes it's never too late. It's just, when is the time, if it's right for you, will you find that right person, and will things work out the way you want it? But things are not always going to work out the way you want them to as well. So I would just say that I feel like they're not giving the worst advice, and it's not bad, but you also have to learn how to filter what works for you and apply what is resourceful to yourself and your life in order for it to work. And that's just my take on it, is that I don't mind listening to them, but I'm not letting them take control of my whole entire life, where now, oh my gosh, I need them. I'm being decapitated if something goes wrong because they gave me this information, or they're not who they say they are, or something came about allegedly. Like, really? No. At the end of the day, relationships is a whole experience, and it's a journey. And sometimes it can be sweet, sometimes it can be okay, it can, it can be great, and it can be complex. But that's just the way it is. But at the end of the day, we all want someone. Everyone wants love. And there's nothing wrong with wanting love. Because love is just something that, as a human being, you should, want and need. It's a part of living. It's a part of life. So I want to end on that note and say that I'll definitely be making another video to continue this topic on relationships, not just with companionship, but also just knowing people. Thanks for tuning in.